Why does my check engine light come on? Well, unfortunately, there is so many different reasons why your check engine light can come on. It's not even funny. You can have a poor, a faulty oxygen sensor. You can have a dirty or failing mass airflow sensor. You can have clogged fuel injectors. You can have worn spark plugs. And pretty much, that they can cause all kinds of different running conditions. Most of the time when these are happening, you may not know that it's using more gas, but if it's burning more fuel than usual, it's probably because you have an improper fuel to air mixture and insufficient combustion, again, that oxygen sensor, mass airflow sensor, worn spark plugs, clogged fuel injectors, they all have to work together. Everything has to work together in your car to make it go. And nowadays, the onboard computer helps hide so many things so that by the time you actually start feeling your idle being rough or your engine misfiring, which could be those worn spark plugs, it could be vacuum leaks, could be, the fuel system problems like the clogged injectors or an EGR valve problem. If the engine isn't running smooth at idle, it could be an indication with a problem with the ignition, the fuel delivery, or the air intake. Your loss of power on acceleration, loss of power with acceleration, on acceleration, just loss of power in general can be like a clogged catalytic converter, can be a faulty fuel pump, could be transmission issues, throttle body problems. It means that your car's struggling to accelerate and it can feel sluggish. It literally, again, could be the restricted exhaust flow, insufficient fuel delivery, could be mechanical issues, could be compression issues, could be all kinds of things. So, all of a sudden your car develops strange noises, knocking, rattling, hissing, engine knocking can be bad spark plugs, can be low octane fuel, could be carbon buildup, which means we're going to need to, have the fuel injectors flushed and carbon flush. We're going to need to, if it's rattling, it could be a loose heat shield or a failing catalytic converter because the little honeycombs can be starting to break apart inside of the catalytic converter. Hissing can be a vacuum leak or a coolant system issue. You definitely need to, any kind of noises, any kind of unusual noises, you definitely need to get it into the automotive repair shop sooner than later. Strong smells, fuel exhaust is something burning, fuel smell could be the fuel system leaking, could be faulty injectors. The exhaust smell could be just a simple exhaust leak or catalytic converter issues. The burning smell could be your engine overheating, your engine oil leaking, some other fluid leaking, getting on the exhaust, getting on the exhaust manifold. Definitely need to get it in and get it checked out. Obviously, if your engine's stalling or you got difficulty in starting it, then it's way beyond a check engine light. The check engine light is designed to let you know you have an issue or a problem hopefully before it's going to be exasperated and cost you a whole lot more money. Building a relationship with an automotive repair shop, that's critical. Learning, giving trust back and forth, that's critical. Because if you had stalling issues, it could be a faulty crankshaft or a camshaft positioning sensor, it could be a bad fuel pump or fuel filter, weak battery or an alternator or a draw, a short, could be ignition system problems, could be computer problems. If your car is overheating, you could be having a coolant leak or a low coolant, your coolant level is low for whatever reason, faulty thermostat. The water pump is not pumping like it's supposed to. You could have clogged radiator. If your check engine light is flashing, that could be a severe engine misfire. That could be, severe catalytic converter damage. That could be major ignition system failure. So a flashing check engine light indicates a critical problem that requires immediate attention because otherwise, you could be giving your vehicle, your engine, your second most biggest investment that you've got, even greater damage. So you definitely need to bring it into the shop, bring it in, let us check it out, find a shop that you trust. I mean, again, that's critical. Bring it in, let us check it out, let us find out what's going on. Will it cost? Yes. Anybody that says that they're doing a check engine light for free, all they're doing is giving you a code. The code literally means nothing 99% of the time. It's just a direction to go in to find your problem. 1 out of 100, you get lucky. 99 out of 100, you have to go further into it with flow charts, wiring diagrams, vacuum schematics, all of the tests. You got to have all of the testing equipment. You've got to have the ability to actually trace electrical. You've got to have the ability to trace electrical, that's underneath the dash that you literally can't get your hand into. That's underneath your seats. It's in the engine compartment. It's in your trunk. It's everywhere in your car. And it's covered up by protective coatings because otherwise the wires are just hanging out there, bare. And that's not good for anything or anybody. So what the technicians to do nowadays is true rocket science. I mean, they are dealing with so many different systems, so many different, you've got like 20, 30, 40 different computers lined up in your car that are all communicating with each other with thousands and tens of thousands of connections and hundreds of sensors that are all trying to communicate with each other. So think about that for just a second. You've got, 20, 30, 40 computers, at least as good as a really great phone, lined up in a row, communicating with each other. See any problems? So do you think your car would maybe need to be updated? Your computers need to be updated? Normally, when you try to go to update a computer, it's billions of bits of information that have to be updated. I'm just saying, this is such a big deal. It's not even funny that we take for granted that, the armpit of America, the lowly automotive mechanic, the auto mechanic near me, the technician near me. Well, we'd like to call all of our technicians technicians. The world still thinks of them as mechanics because, you can be an electrical technician, you can be a X-ray technician, you can be all kinds of a different technician. So I guess the world sees that it's not such a bad thing that they see the automotive technician. Instead of saying automotive technician, you don't say X-ray mechanic. You say X-ray technician, but it's an automotive mechanic. And it's fine, but just realize they're the ones keeping your vehicle on the road, and they can save you so much money so you don't have to buy a new or a used one. It's not even funny. Just saying.